that we're coming back next year. We're going to
This is the World of Capcom panel. Came right after the Adventure Time panel, so we're in the second row.
We got some really cool stuff for you next year. So please come on back, okay? Anybody go up to the Sur's Wrath Rage Cage yet?
Yeah!
So let's start off this panel with a nice. Oh, well, I was going to say, we're going to start off with a nice Sur's Wrath Rage yell. How's that? Let's wake up all the other panels. Those who have the greatest panels. So ready? 1, 2, 3! That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's how I lost my voice. Anyway, welcome everybody. My name is Francis and I run Adventure Capcom. It's my pleasure to introduce our esteemed panel of guests here. We have Jason Lee, who's the producer of Dead Rising 2 Off the Record. We have Robert Timothy. Bobby is the product manager for Sur's Wrath. We have Mr. Mike Schmidt, who is on all of our Dragon's Dogma, a brand new action adventure RPG game that you'll be seeing real soon. And this is Kevin Converse. Without whom you wouldn't be seeing anything on the screen, so thank you, Kevin. Let's talk about some zombie killing fun. Jason.
Hello, how is everyone? Good. And you hear me? Yeah. So first of all, are there any Frank West fans in New York? That's awesome because I'm here to talk about Dead Rising 2 Off the Record. My name is Jason Lee. I'm the executive producer of this game. I flew here from Vancouver. The game is developed in Capcom, Vancouver. It's my pleasure to be in New York. So let's kick it off by looking at the launch trailer for Dead Rising 2 Off the Record.
Woo! Sounds good. Woo!
This game is rated at.
For zombies.
Thank you all for this incredible honor. I'm proud to have uncovered the real story behind the Golden Hour. I believe as strongly as ever that the American people have the right to know the truth.
One second.
Should have let her buffer.
Bring the lights up one more second. Trailer's totally cool. Everything's going great. It's Sunday.
It's hard to cover war.
Anybody out there already buying Dead Rising 2 Off the Record? Yeah?
Have a game block.
So long as you play it, man. I'm going to try one more time, alright?
I want to thank you all for this incredible honor. I'm proud to have uncovered the real story behind the Golden Hour. I believe as strongly as ever that the American people have the right to know the truth. now.
So there you go, Frank West is back. The Dead Rising 2 off the record actually shipped on Tuesday of this week, on the 11th, and we're very, very excited about the launch. So what exactly is this game? Yeah, so this, the story behind this game is actually very interesting, and given that Comic-Con is a big fan event, it's kind of cool to talk about the story of how this game came to be. When Blue Castle Games originally took on the contract to do Dead Rising, we also took on a contract to do a director's cut of Dead Rising 2. Capcom has a long history of successful director's cuts with games like Resident Evil, and the plan was always in place to do that. But the interesting thing that happened when Dead Rising 2 was first announced was the fans and the press were extremely excited about the Dead Rising franchise continuing and the sequel and so on, but the number one piece of feedback we had was, what happened to Frank West? Who's this Chuck Green guy?
Yeah, he's Canadian.
And in the end, of course, everything's worked out well. Dead Rising 2 is very successful, and Chuck Green now is a legitimate hero in the franchise. But that question of where's Frank West gave us the idea as a development team of, rather than do a typical director's cut, because Dead Rising doesn't really play by the rules anyway, we like to push the boundaries, as I'm sure that many of you know, we decided, why don't we do a very different type of director's cut, more like a reimagining of the game, this time with Frank West. So of course, that changes the game immediately. You've got a character that's coming back, he's got a camera, so the camera mechanic from Dead Rising 1 comes back, and there's PP opportunities and so on. Next slide, please. Fortune City, that gave us an opportunity to actually add to the city, so we had a brand new zone, a theme park, which we call the Uranus Zone, because there's all sorts of new jokes that we can make with that name. The camera, as I said, is back, so lots of PP opportunities. Fortune City is a very lush environment, lots of opportunities to earn PPs from things like the adult stores, erotica PPs, and so on. Obviously, lots of horror, brutality PPs. And the sandbox mode. So again, fan-driven, one of the biggest pieces of feedback we got was what happened to Infinity mode from Dead Rising 1. So we took the opportunity with Dead Rising 2 off the record to bring a mode like that back in, where there's no time limit, no story limiting you from exploring the environment and killing as many zombies as you can and finding all the weapons. But this time, we call it sandbox mode, and it comes with a layer of challenges. So you can go and play these challenges, things like kill as many zombies as possible in 60 seconds, collect a number of items. There's one challenge where you need to drink as many beers as possible within 2 minutes. So typical fun Dead Rising stuff. And with these challenges, you can then post your scores to the leaderboard, and you can play the mode in co-op. And overall, an upgraded experience. So we threw the kitchen sink at this game. This is a bigger game than Dead Rising 2. We've added a pile of new weapons. We've added tons of new combo weapons. We've added clothing. We've added a new vehicle. There's new survivor scoops. It's a big game. And of course, the story has been heavily refreshed with Frank West. This was kind of fun. Very early on in the development, we talked about Chuck. What's Chuck's role in this? So we wanted Chuck to come in as the co-op player. We didn't want 2 Franks like we had 2 Chucks in Dead Rising 2. However, the idea came up and it was hard to resist. What if Chuck was actually a psychopath? So we've announced that at launch, and you actually get to fight Chuck as a psychopath in the game. Again, fan-driven, this was super awesome. Last year we had a contest, and this was for fans of Dead Rising 2 to send in ideas for combo weapons. So we had several entries come in, and these were all voted on by fans. And the winner in the end is, his name was Vile Method. That's his sort of tag name. And he came up with this one, which is a sledgehammer combined with a battery. So we put this together and put it into the game, and I think that's absolutely awesome that the fan community is actually now contributing to the franchise. Hidden outfits, so Dead Rising. Dead Rising 1, of course, if you beat the game, you got a special Capcom tribute outfit. Dead Rising 2, we did the same thing. And here we are, Proto Man is the reward costume if you beat the game. Bonus unlockable as well. So if you've played Dead Rising 2 already, which I hope many of you have, and I hope many of you will get off the record as well, if the game recognizes that you have a Dead Rising 2 save file, it actually unlocks Chuck's jacket for Frank to use. And of course, Frank being a little bit over the hill, it doesn't quite fit him as well. DLC announcement as well. So Dead Rising 2, we did 4 DLC clothing packs. We've done the same thing with Off the Record. One of them was announced as a pre-order before. That was the cosplay outfit, which was a very cheesy cardboard armor thing that Frank can wear. The next one that we're announcing here is a cyborg outfit. And this one's really cool because there's all sorts of electrical attacks that you get when you put this outfit on. And of course, it's Comic-Con, we have to talk about the comic. So IDW has partnered up with Capcom and actually done a series of Dead Rising comics. And this, I believe, is out now. You can find this in comic book stores. And we have a preview of it down at Capcom booth. So if you haven't already, please come down and grab your preview copy. And more goodies. We're giving away tons of stuff. So we've got the demo. If you haven't played the demo yet, the demo's down at the booth. It's the Sandbox demo, so you can experience Sandbox firsthand. We also have a free two-sided poster. I had the honor of doing a signing earlier, so hopefully I saw something to do with that. The two sides are the cover of the game, and the other side is the cover of the first issue of the comic book. And of course, the comic book is available as well. Next, please. So Dead Rising 2, Off the Record, available now. As I said, came out on Tuesday, and I think it came out yesterday in Europe. So please go have fun, play Sandbox, and I'm really interested to see what sort of scores we see up on those leaderboards. And if you can do one more thing for me, I've got my camera here, and it's not often I talk to a giant room like this. It's an awesome PP opportunity for me with my camera. So on 3, if everybody can give me a big fantastic. 1, 2, 3.
Fantastic!
Yeah, I think I leveled up. One more thing here. If you come down and you purchase the game at the store, at the Capcom store at the booth, we have this very special limited edition Sandbox mode poster.
Thank you, Jason.